leaving soon because they're getting a little bit too long. Haidilao is like my Disneyland. So I always start with the Dokdo toner. This is the round lab one that's going pretty viral on TikTok or Instagram. And I soak the cotton pad with toner. Good skincare is the base to any good makeup, because if your skin is dry or too oily and you're putting on foundation and layers of products, I think for me at least, when it's too oily it slips off, or when it's too dry it gets kind of cracked. I don't like reapplying makeup or carrying around a lot of stuff in my bag or my purse, so I always try to go for longevity and making sure that I'm preparing a good base so it stays as long as possible. Just press that in. This is my very quick 10-minute makeup routine that I would do if I'm going to work and I'm waking up early and I have to get it done. If I'm going somewhere and I don't want to like spend too much time glamming, this is the makeup routine that I've been following, and it lasts a long time. I mean, it lasts throughout the workday, so. And then I go in with the Aestura Hydro Barrier Essence, or Hydro Essence Atobarrier 365. And this one I just kind of like put it onto the tips of my fingers. I press that in. I think I used to have really bad eczema on my skin and on my face as well, so I'd constantly be itching when I was a kid, and that's what made me really like go into skincare pretty early on, like rather than later, because my skin was just constantly irritated. So my mom helped me find age-appropriate products for my skin, so I really thank my mom for helping me take care of my skin starting from elementary school. Press that in. Do you see how bouncy the skin is? And it sticks, so your makeup sticks on without having to do another layer of primer. I use the Green Tea Moisture Assistobe sunblock, and this is like my holy grail. This sunscreen is the perfect for my combination skin. So I have a really oily T-zone and super dry cheeks, but this sunscreen smells so good for some reason. Like, it's not like a fruity or like it's not a fruity or delicious smell, but it doesn't smell like the sunscreen you'd get at a drugstore, and it's super moisturizing. And then I use the Clio Kill Cover Mesh Glow Cushion in the shade Linen. And I usually don't put a lot of foundation on, so I literally just take one to cover my cushion and that's it. And I layer this thinly all across my face. And I do that because you'll find that just one dab of that product really is enough. Like, if you're going for this natural glowy look and you're just trying to even out any redness you'll have on your face. I used to not wear foundation at all, and I think sometimes I skip this step because I'm lazy and I just don't like the feeling of too much product on my face. But when I am going out, or if I want to just take an extra step, or if I'm really feeling like I want to do my makeup that day, then I put on the foundation. Once I'm done like patting it, I smear it in, just letting that marinate on face and really get in so that later on, if I'm sweating or it's super windy outside and my skin's getting irritated, it's still sticking to all of my pores. I'm not sure if it does anything, but it's made it last for me. And then I'm done with my foundation. So you can kind of see how it looks on my skin. So that's my makeup base. And once I'm done with my makeup base, I go in with my contour. And I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but in high school, that was when there's like a rise of makeup gurus on Instagram, and everyone was posting like different makeup videos or makeup tutorials, or they post clickbaity ones with like where they would like take the contour stick and just smear it all over their face really thick and really dark. And when I was learning how to do makeup, I was like, I'll follow exactly what they're doing. So in many of my old photos, I look crazy. I look like I was a pig and I rolled around in mud and I had streaks of brown across my face. And it wasn't until college where I started getting into Korean YouTubers, and they have their like products that they use, and I'm like, we have the same skin tone. Maybe I'll try the same techniques that you're doing and maybe it'll fit my face better. That's why I had character development with my contour. And now I use the Etude contour powder in the shade Creator. You can see that it's a very light and cool tone palette, which fits my face. And I just take the first color, which is like the base for my contour, and I put it all across my chin. And I'm really generous with this. And I don't pull it up to my forehead because my bangs are already covering my face. Once I'm done with this shade, I go in with my darker shade with a different brush. And basically, if I put all of that first shade across my chin area, I use this darker shade to build shadow on my face. So I'm not generous with it, and I'm not putting it everywhere. I'm just putting it in the areas that I want it to be darker, which is the bottom of my chin, my side area. Like, of course, watch any YouTuber that you want, and makeup videos are fun regardless of who's doing it, but if you're specifically researching for how do I want to develop my makeup style in my face, then you'd probably want to see someone with a similar skin tone or a similar face shape to know what products you want to buy, because this might not show up on darker skin tones and this might be too light on lighter skin tones. So always look to see if you're matching and then buy that product. I am like, I think it was Quinta where she did like the meme where they're at Olive Garden and they're grating the cheese on top of her pasta, and she's like, put some more, put some more, put some more. And I might be completely wrong on who did it, but that's me with blush. I'm always put some more blush. So this is the first layer of blush that I do, and it's a liquid blush. So I use it as kind of the base to my powder blush that I use later. And I love this applicator. It's the Saie blush in the shade Chili. See? I just take this and I put it all on my cheeks. I saw this from like a Douyin video of the blush placement, and I've been doing it ever since because it works out for me. I bring it up to my eyes as well. I look like a clown. Then I take this puff, which I only use for my blush, and I blend that in, and I bring it up all the way to the bottom of my eyes. And I try not to like smear it everywhere. I focus on exactly where I want my blush to be. I was really hesitant to film this video because I kind of have a complex with my voice. When I was in high school, I was bullied for how I sounded. People said my voice was very annoying. So I was a really quiet kid in high school. And I remember someone said that I spoke like I was intoxicated. But, you know, I'm putting myself out there, and you can't live underneath what other people say all the time about you. The reason why I bring my blush all the way up to my eyes, as much as it looks crazy now, when I put on my my eyeshadow and my eyeliner, it looks a lot more cohesive because you've built that base for color to be added onto your eyes, and it matches your cheeks to your eyes, so the makeup looks a lot more cohesive. I feel like blush brings back all of the color that I've taken out with the foundation or my cushion. And you might be like, why do the cushion then in the first place if you're gonna add it all back in? But you're adding it back in evenly. So if I didn't have that cushion foundation, I have redness in different areas of my face, which is fine if you want that look, and sometimes I want that look. But if I want everything to be even and evenly added back and symmetrical, then I put on the cushion foundation in addition to the blush. Isn't she just gorgeous? I think she's so beautiful. One thing that I love about makeup. It's not just about what colors are in it, it's also about how it's designed and how it's curated and how the packaging is accessible and easy to open. It's not just about the makeup, it's also about the product that you're selling, and that is an art in itself. And I do not lie, I was definitely influenced to buy this, not only because I needed these colors, but because the goddamn heart in the middle. And there's 2 makeup looks that I can do. Once I've built that pink bottom layer, I take my powder and I set it. So I use the shade Exclusive as my base. I use this. And I just go all around. So not just on the top of my lid, I'm on the bottom as well on my Aestura. As someone who has monolids, when I was first starting to do makeup, I definitely didn't see many people with monolids doing makeup, so I'd copy their makeup routine and I'd be like, where did all my eyeshadow go? Or where did all my eyeliner go? Because you build it when you open your eyes, your entire eye just swallows the entire makeup. So once I found other monolid makeup artists that were posting onto YouTube, I realized that they were building their eyeshadow from bottom up, so darkest to lightest, rather than lightest to darkest. This contour shading makes it so that your eyes are more defined rather than swollen. I also shy away from putting on too much glitter, as much as I love glitter, because it seems like my eyes look a little bit more swollen when I have glitter on my monolids, so I always build from down up. I don't know if other Korean Americans have experienced this, and I'm sure they have, but there is this pressure to go get your eyelids done at a young age. Like, oh, you should go get, when are you getting your eyes fixed, or when are you getting your double eyelids? And that's like a normal question, and I have plenty of friends that got their double eyelids done and they look beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with getting your double eyelids done. But for me, I think I'm really afraid of surgery, and I'm so afraid of someone going anywhere near my eye, so I just had to learn how to do monolid makeup, and I love my eyes just the way they are, and that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with go getting your eyes done. You should always do what you want to do and not what other people expect of you or other people want you to do. So once I'm done with that base, I take this flat brush and I clean it on my brush cleaner. And I recently found out about this. I did not know that this existed. But then look, you clean it a little bit and the brush is back to new. I take this flat brush and I go in with my darker shades. So I mix this and this together. Tap that a little bit out. And I go in on my lash line. So I start doing the contouring that I've been describing. So recently I've been in my throwbacks era where I'm listening to old songs that I used to listen to in high school or in middle school, and one group that I'm introducing my partner to is EXO, and their EXO, specifically their throwback songs. And I miss when songs used to sound like that. Not that there's anything wrong with songs being released now, but come on, like, who's releasing Mama? No one is releasing Mama. Like, that stuff is insane. And I asked him, what's your favorite member? And he's like, Dio. And now he's become a Dio fanboy, so I should title this YouTube, Dio Took My Boyfriend. He was listening to one of his solo songs, and Dio sings the line, I love you, and my partner was like, he's singing it to me. So once I am done with that, I go in with an even darker shade. So you can see the natural gradient that's forming. Another quick hack is that if you have monolids and if you don't feel like you want necessarily color that day, but you want to look alive, just take your contour shade and use it to build upwards. So first you layer this first light shade all over your eyelids as a base, and then use this darker shade, pack it on your lash line and smear it upwards, and it looks like it's naturally your skin tone. So once I am done with the color, I go in with the highlights that I put in, and I use this shade Muse, and I am obsessed with this pink shade. It is the most beautiful pink glitter that I have. It's the perfect combo of white and gold and pink, and I just put that in my inner corner, my bottom, and my aegyo. Then I go in with the KVD Tattoo Liner, and it's in the shade brown, and it's super thin. And instead of putting it all across my eye, I just take out the ends because I've already built that brown base for it to look natural. And if I put it down there anyways, it's gonna be swallowed up. So there's no reason for me to layer and pack that on, so I just put it on the ends. And then I go in with my Shiseido mascara, eyelash curler, and the Lash waterproof mascara long curling. This is also one of my holy grail items because when I first started doing makeup, I used a lot of American eyelash curlers, or American eyelash curlers as well as American mascara, and it just never worked for my very Korean and straight eyelash. And once I found that, it was a lifesaver because it would not give me raccoon eyes. So by the end of the day, if I had too much of a heavy mascara, then there'd just be mascara marks all over my cheeks. But this doesn't smear or budge throughout the day, and it keeps my eyelashes upwards. Take this, and it's a pretty thin, it's a pretty thin mascara wand, and I go ham. I don't put too much product, but I really work it in. So once I'm done layering that in, I go in with my fingers and I pinch the eyelashes to the shape that I want. And usually I don't like the feeling of falsies, so I shape my natural eyelashes into the falsie shape that I want. Falsies feel really heavy on my eyelids, and maybe it has to do something with having monolids, but it really feels like it drags down on when each time I blink, so I hate that feeling as much as I want to wear it, so I just pinch the ends to give it definition. And makes it look really alive. Remember how I was talking about blush at the beginning of this Get Ready With Me? I use even more blush. So since we've built that cream or that liquid base, I take my Rom&nd Better Than Cheek Beyond Nude palette, and it's this viney purple color that I love. And I take this more stiff precision cheek blush. And can you tell that I'm making words up? Because I could tell as I'm speaking that I'm making words up. I am not a makeup artist, you guys. I take this pointy brush, I put that all over my blush, and I pack it in. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know these terminologies when I clearly don't. So I put that right underneath my eyes, and I kind of go ham. So then is the final step that brings the entire makeup look together. I first put on my lip balm, and this is the Glossier Hot Cocoa Balm.com. And I know that there is controversy behind the Balm.coms. If you're a Glossier fan, you might know, but they switched the formula of the Balm.coms and to something different, and everyone was like, nah, this ain't it. And I thought they were making a big deal of it until I restocked one of my old Balm.coms. I think it was the mango flavor, and it was so drying. It just completely shredded my lips. So I stopped using Glossier for a while until this winter they came back with the original formula for the hot cocoa shade, and I immediately grabbed that, and it's just so hydrating. So Glossier, if you ever see this, I am a big fan of the original formula of your Balm.coms. I take my Rom&nd, this is in the shade Dusty Pink, and I'm showing this to you guys. It's in Korean. It says Dusty Pink. And it's this shade. And it's my MLBB, my Lips But Better shade. Overlined look. I take my YSL, and this is a gift that was given to me years ago that I still use, so I don't know what shade it's in, but if you could find a similar shade. It's this one. It's like this orangey red. And I don't put it all over, I just put it in the inner part of my lip. And it gives that bitten lip look.